What's up, YouTube? Hey, I'm sitting here. Uncle Mike gonna be honest with you. I'm sitting here doing my work, right? And somebody emailed me this, and they said, Uncle Mike, you must check this out. Every hidden Easter egg in Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance. What everyone missed. This is what everyone missed. I'm gonna be doing a reaction to this bad boy because I don't know. I watched it a couple of times and I did a breakdown of how, if you are a recording artist, how you need to practice and rehearse and put together some show. Everybody sees these big Super Bowl shows, these big BET, Grammy shows and all this stuff. Those are big shows, but the smaller your show is, you still got to put together a show in order to get to these big shows. So start putting together a show. Any type of intro, body, and ending of a show. If you're doing an open mic, you just get to an open mic and just grab the mic, tell the person to hit play on your music, and you just go for it and say, thank y'all. No, you got to put together a show with your people. Put together a real show is the point I was making on that video. Now, check this out, man. All the hidden Easter eggs and everything. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. Let's check this bad boy out. Here we go, y'all.
White people, I want to give y'all a quick shout out. Black people, y'all could stay too. Matter of fact, y'all need to stay because y'all embarrassing yourselves in front of company. So y'all need to hear this. For tonight and tonight only, white people have separated themselves into exactly two parts. Perfect overt racism and perfect understanding of what Kendrick Lamar did. I have not seen one confused white person. I have not seen one white person say, it was boring, it was bad, it was mid. I've only seen them say all the bad stuff because Kendrick Lamar did what he did, or they're so enamored to the point where they're explaining 40 acres and a mule to black people.
Wow.
Which apparently needs to be done because there are black people who are confused about what they saw. And for that, I'm confused for y'all. This man got the NFL to pay for a protest, and y'all are confused about what he did. You want a karaoke? He got the NFL to pay for a protest. And y'all wanted bops? You wanted to sing along to every lyric? You were confused about Samuel L. Jackson. The minute Samuel L. Jackson pulled him and his top hat out, you should have clocked it. You should have known what time he was on. Matter of fact, the minute they told you Kendrick Lamar was performing, you should have known what type of time he was going to be on. But say you didn't know. The minute he said the revolution would be televised, you should have known. The minute you saw all black people on the stage, you should have known. It was not a performance. It was a protest. What do y'all not understand?
Kendrick Lamar at the Super Bowl was whack. That was one of the worst halftime shows in recent memory. First of all, Kendrick Lamar is not mainstream. Like, people do not know those songs. The white people at the Super Bowl party that I was with, he may as well have been speaking Mandarin. All right, because nobody knew these songs. Nobody knew what he was rapping about outside of Not Like Us.
Here we go. Oh my gracious, this is going to be the race card. This is going to be the biggest race card video on the Music Recording Network. You're going to have a lot of black people talking about how bad this thing was. You're going to have a lot of white people talking about how good it is. It's like, you can't win, man. You cannot win. Oh my gracious, here we go. Let's back it up. Let's keep it rolling. What we got to do? I'll be forgetting what.
Like, people do not know those songs.
Y'all not understand.
Here we go.
Kendrick Lamar at the Super Bowl was whack. That was one of the worst halftime shows in recent memory. First of all, Kendrick Lamar is not mainstream. Like, people do not know those songs. The white people at the Super Bowl party that I was with, he may as well have been speaking Mandarin. All right, because nobody knew these songs. Nobody knew what he was rapping about outside of Not Like Us, obviously. But nobody knows these songs. Second of all, Blickety Black Black, I'm So Much Blacker Than You. Halftime shows are very passe. Like, that stuff peaked in the BLM era. It's very not of this moment. It very much does not work. And also, it's been done better. So at this point, nobody cares. Third of all, 43-year-old mother of two, Serena Williams, in a bad blonde wig, like crip walking, is embarrassing. Like, I'm embarrassed for her. She should be embarrassed for herself. It's just all really, really passe. There is nothing about that halftime performance that worked. So what I need to tell the NFL, Rock Nation, anybody that's doing that Super Bowl, try to make a show that's for all of America, because that was not for all of America. That was for like a fringe that knows Kendrick Lamar and that knows, you know, his raps. Like, you're not going to tell me that that man is mainstream, that this is some mainstream superstar whose songs everybody knows, because I am telling you, the people that I was with, those white people at this place that I was with, were looking at each other like, they didn't know what was going on. All right. I didn't know what was going on. It was whack. It was boring.
Wow.
It wasn't cool.
Wow.
Listen, I get an older.
I don't think it was whack. I can't say that it was whack. You can't say that, man. But you, first of all, Mr. I'm trying to think, should I go hard on the dude? Look here, brother from another mother. Look here, Mr. Harvard graduate that speaks, you was born nowhere near the streets of hip hop. That's what your problem is. You was born nowhere near the streets of hip hop. You don't understand hip hop. You don't like hip hop. You don't know street or hip hop. You don't even know rap. The only rap song you might know is Will Smith. Parents just don't understand. Parents just don't understand. So go back with your parents just don't understand friends before I say this. Hip hop and street music and the performance he did was a lot of points that you probably missed because of the fact that it's street, it's hip hop. And you don't understand the hip hop moves. You don't understand the wop, 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 on the beat, the bop, bop, bop. You don't understand all that. You're looking for some violins playing together with some honky tonk boot slapping and all that type of stuff. You probably looking for that. And us hip hoppers don't like that. So that don't mean it's white or black. It's just what we like. That's all. Let's get with what she about to say. Let's see what she got to say, y'all. That's crazy.
They didn't know what's going on. All right, I didn't know.
If they didn't know what's going on and you don't know what's going on, that don't mean that it was a whack performance. I think it was a great performance that he put on. The performance we're talking about. Now, because people don't know the songs, that don't mean the performance was bad. Damn.
It was whack. It was boring. It wasn't cool.
Listen, I get an older generation doesn't understand Kendrick Lamar, but the amount of women who were like, well, didn't get it. I didn't understand. Somebody said, we need classic performers for halftime. What do you want, Bon Jovi to show up? You want to call the Eagles? That's what you go to the Spheres for. Okay? That's what you go to the Sphere in Vegas to see the Eagles. The people who perform at the Super Bowl are on the pulse of pop culture. I'm so sorry that this is like yacht rock.
So we're about to get into a deep dive of all of the symbolism that was shown throughout Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance. And we are going to start from the beginning with Samuel L. Jackson dressed as Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam was used in the early 19th century as a depiction of America personified. He was a representation of American pride and patriotism, but also propaganda when it came to recruitment and war. When it comes to accuracy, Kendrick Lamar could have easily chosen a white man to play Uncle Sam and to narrate the performance. But instead, he chose Samuel L. Jackson, who has also played this role in Django as an Uncle Tom. And in the movie, he was in love with his white slave owner. And Uncle Toms within culture, especially Black culture, are Black men who are not only obedient, but also uphold white supremacy. And so we see perfect examples of that through Kanye West, Snoop Dogg, Nelly. And so going back to Samuel L. Jackson here, a black man dressed in all American gear, I think is a clear depiction
Snoop
of
too?
they're not like us. It doesn't matter what your skin tone is. And then also going to Welcome to the Great American Game is a double entendre because we're obviously watching the Super Bowl, but he's talking about the game that is America and being black in America. And so to start his performance, Kendrick is standing on top of a 1987 Buick, a Grand National GNX, which is also his album name, GNX. And not only that, this is also clear representation of his upbringing in Compton, but also the car culture in Compton as well. He starts his performance off with a freestyle where he talks about no hugs and no handshakes because he's not playing nice, and that you wouldn't get the picture if he sat you for hours at the Louvre. I think that represents the political climate that we're in now, whereas there's no time or no room for niceties right now. Either you get it or you don't. At the end of his freestyle, Kendrick Lamar says, "The revolution is about to be televised. You picked the right time, but the wrong guy," which is a play off of Jill Scott Heron's "The Revolution Will Not Be Televised" song, which was a critique on the American media, saying that they only focused on propaganda, consumerism, and entertainment. But in order for real change, people had to step out of their homes for liberation, for protest, and for freedom. You had to be actively involved in order to fight for justice. So with Kendrick saying the revolution will be televised, you chose the right time but the wrong guy, is him saying that you chose the perfect person for this performance. The timing couldn't be more perfect. Kendrick then performs Squabble Up, and before he could even finish, Samuel L. Jackson comes in and says, "No, no, no, too loud, too reckless, too ghetto." Kendrick Lamar, do you really know how to play the game? Then tighten up. And this is clear conditioning within white supremacy and America, which is that black people should be docile, black people should be quiet, black people should be grateful for scraps. And playing the game goes back to being obedient. Kendrick Lamar then performs Humble, Be Humble, Sit Down, with his dancers dressed as the American flag and a division between the flag that represents a clear division within America. We've barely scratched the surface and this video is getting long, so follow for part 2. After Humble, Kendrick goes right into DNA. I got loyalty, got royalty inside my DNA. And that means it doesn't matter how much conditioning and how much brainwashing America places amongst black people, greatness and resilience will always be the result. Yeah, there's trauma, but there's always triumph. Right after DNA, Kendrick gets into Euphoria, which is one of his diss tracks towards Drake. And Kendrick did not waste any time with being petty because he's already wearing an A minor necklace. He's letting it be known. After that, Kendrick goes on to perform Man at the Garden, where he's underneath the streetlight and surrounded by his boys.
Wow, I didn't I didn't know that was an A minor necklace. So I definitely missed that one. Uncle Mike missed that one, y'all. That's an A minor necklace. I didn't know that.
Minor necklace. He's letting it be known. After that, Kendrick goes on to perform Man at the Garden, where he's underneath the streetlight and surrounded by his boys. After Man at the Garden, Samuel L. Jackson comes on to say, I see you brought your homeboys with you. The old culture cheat code. Scorekeeper, deduct one life. Black people are highly surveillanced in America. The obsession with Black people and Black culture is unreal. So when he says to deduct one life, that to me means to unalive, get rid of Black cultural leaders such as Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Fred Hampton. And the list can go on and on. After that, Kendrick goes on to perform Peekaboo. What they talking about? They talking about nothing. Kendrick then goes on to talk to his Black female dancers where he says, I want to make a move. I want to play their favorite song, but you know they love to sue. He's definitely talking about that white woman Drake. And also keep note that on the field, you also see an actual game controller, the PlayStation game controller. Kendrick then slows it down by performing his songs with SZA, and Samuel L. Jackson comes out shortly after and says, that's what I'm talking about. That's what America wants, nice and calm. Don't F this up. And Kendrick goes on to perform Not Like Us.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to break down. That the two songs. It was two songs together that was more radio friendly, more of a R&B crossover. It can crossover, but they R&B songs, right? They radio type songs. You understand that? They are songs that's not street. You don't bump in the car. You play these type of songs when your girl is in the car. Those type of songs. So then that's when Samuel Jackson said, yeah, now you're getting it. Now you playing it. You're doing great. Don't mess this. Then they jump right to that daggone. That's a diss track. That's a battle song they talking about. So people don't see. I'm gonna wait to the end. Watch this. The battle song.
He starts off by saying, 40 acres and a mule, this is bigger than the music. After slavery was abolished, 40 acres and a mule was a promise that was made to free slaves from the government, which was 40 acres of land and a mule so that people had their own governance of their lands and their resources, but that promise was never made. Kendrick goes on to say, yeah, they tried to rig the game, but you can't fake influence. Black people, Black culture are the most influential people on the planet. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. This goes outside and beyond of just America. Black people, Black culture is influential. As he's performing Not Like Us, his dancers lay out like this on the field and underneath the streetlight to represent the outline of Black bodies that have been unalived. Kendrick then continues to troll Drake on one of the largest stages on national television. And I already spoke about this in my very first video, so you could go check that out and the symbols in that. But this is what I'm also living for. All in all, I hope that you learned something from this 2-part series. And also, if there's anything that you notice, leave it in the comments. I want to keep the conversation going. Kendrick is a genius. The symbolism is iconic, and I'm just so proud.
Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime show was packed with messages most people missed. The dancers' outfits weren't just red, white, and blue. Those were prison uniforms. The statement on Black institutions.
Ooh, that is facts. They was prison uniforms that was red, white, and blue. Facts, man. That's crazy.
Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime show was packed with messages most people missed. The dancers' outfits weren't just red, white, and blue. Those were prison uniforms. The statement on Black institutionalism, not patriotism. And when the dancers turned their backs, that was a message. That this country was built on the backs of Black people. Then the bell-bottom pants was the symbol of rebellion. A nod to the 70s, when an artist used fashion to fight the system. And the PlayStation symbols flashing on stage wasn't random. PlayStation's slogan is, live in your world, play in ours. Kendrick was exposing how the system treats real life like a game, and Black people were the ones being played. And the Gloria Dodgers jacket was a tribute to Gloria Molina, the first Latina elected in LA, who fought against oppression. Kendrick was standing with all marginalized communities. This wasn't just a performance, it was a message.
The whole point of Kendrick's Super Bowl halftime show, and I need you guys to gain some media literacy, please. And if you didn't understand it, that's okay. Let me just show you, because I will not be shutting up about this for the next billion business days. So bear with me, because I literally just Googled the halftime performance and took as many screenshots as I could. But having Samuel L. Jackson represent Uncle Sam is huge for so many reasons. First of all, Uncle Sam used during wartime propaganda to show like the typical like American man, quote unquote American man, was white, was like, you know, etc. Having him be a Black man, and not only that, have him be Samuel L. Jackson, which is part of so much cinematic history and usually portrayed these really sinister, vile characters, have him portray America in this current context is already insane. Like, it's, oh my god, so good. Plus, side note, beautiful costuming. Anyways, so having Samuel L. Jackson be there, be kind of the ringleader, let's say, of the whole ceremony, and policing Kendrick and what he has to say is symbolic on so many levels. Having him say, oh no, you're being too loud, you're being too this, you're being too ghetto. He said the word ghetto, is so symbolic. And then once Kendrick is in a more silent and slow ballad part. He says, see, this is what the American people wanted. Like, this is what they wanted, etc. And he gets interrupted by Kendrick starting to play Not Like Us, which he had previously said as Uncle Sam, like, oh no, we don't want that. We don't want that. It's to this, it's to that. And so deliberately going against him and saying that is so symbolic as well. But then let's get to one of my favorite parts here. Again, I'm sorry about the picture, but this whole scene was absolutely insane. Having, first of all the dancers dressed up in red, white, and blue, symbolic. Having them all line up like the American flag, symbolic. Having it split down the flag, symbolic. So they had all the dancers, who were black, by the way, represent the American flag, so the US, while the current administration is trying to remove all traces of DEI from this country's history, from its current political nature, from everything relating to society, is so symbolic. And having Kendrick be like, no, see, we're here, and this is the USA, and having them all lined up like that, and then go down, like walk down and touch the floor, which is a huge no-no for anyone in the US. Like, you're not supposed to have the American flag touch the floor. Like, it's really bad luck, and it's
Yeah. He should have had them get down on one knee first and then hit the floor. That's what he should have did. Yeah.
And touch the floor, which is a huge no-no for anyone in the US. Like, you're not supposed to have the American flag touch the floor. Like, it's really bad luck, and it's extremely disrespectful. And so during the song Humble, having all of the dancers go down and touch the floor, like, it's, oh my God. And then having Kendrick in the middle showing the divide of the United States is also absolute insanity. And also, I love the costuming. Like, they were all so good, but like, there's so much symbolism happening all the time. It's so in your face, but also like you have to dig deeper for it. And so, oh my God, like, this is one of my favorite parts. Now, for this part of the set design,
oh my God,
I haven't really seen anyone talk about it yet. Like, I've only seen a couple of videos of this whole performance as a whole, but it was mainly people just talking about the main facts and points and things like that. But I just want to take a moment to talk about all of this, because someone that I was working with was saying, oh, like, it's so boring, like this, that, whatever. And I'm like, no, it's symbolic for so many reasons. But like, obviously, like, you see the X, the circle, the triangle, etc. It's supposed to look like a PlayStation. Why? Because they're playing the game of life. They're playing the game of the great American dream. They're playing with people's lives. And having the main center part, I think, prove me wrong, but I think it was supposed to look like a street, but also kind of look like a prison jail yard. Okay? Bear with me. What if they're playing with people's lives? You know?
Yes.
What if they're doing all of that and having them walk through, like, and stuff? Oh my God, there's so much to it. Like, I could analyze this for hours, but like, this is just what I saw, and it was insane. And having people be like, no, it like sucks, like, where's the fire, where's the flames, or this, that, whatever, like, I was just kind of like, no, guys, this is so good. There's a reason why Kendrick is like the only rapper with a Pulitzer Prize. Like, he does everything intentionally and embeds so much history and like references and things to everything that he does. Like, it is insane. So, my God, I loved it so much. Wait, I can't believe I almost forgot to talk about this. Like, this is one of the most important parts. At the very beginning of his performance, he said, the revolution about to be televised, you picked the right time but the wrong guy, which right. So the right time, 120 million viewers. The wrong guy, I'm gonna let you take some guesses about that one. Yeah, the wrong guy. Yeah, so he's calling it out for the world to see, and then goes on to do one of the most amazing performances that I've ever seen. And it doesn't need like pyrotechnics to make it so symbolic, and people are going to be talking about this for decades. This was so good. Like, Kendrick, you are amazing. I love you so much. And SZA, you ate that up too. But I do not want to hear one more person talk about how boring this was or whatever, because here, I just spelled it out for you. But I'm sure there's so much that I'm already missing, and I'll probably...
It's boring because they don't understand hip-hop. They don't understand conspiracy theories. Like me, I'm trying to understand this. Uncle Mike understanding this stuff, and I'm getting it. And I'm like, Man, there's a whole lot to this that we don't see in the music and everything. So if you're not getting it, you don't want to get it. You just, I don't like his music. You don't like the music because you don't understand the message. Once you understand what the message is, you be like, oh, I'm with the music. First of all, the music is too laid back. It's funky. You got to understand funk and laid back. You know, when they say two-step, just do the two-step. You just do the two-step because we too smooth and gangster. We ain't into all that hand dancing and bip bopping type stuff. So you got to get that part first.
We look back at this and be like, girl, why don't you talk about this? Why don't you talk about that? But like, this was so good. So good. Love.
The part that I don't hear people talking about is how Revolution being televised, but then went into someone better squabble up. Basically saying, let's get it going. Let's do it. What are y'all waiting for? And they were all in red at that part. One's talking about squabble up. Well, revolution is not pretty. It will involve some blood shed.
Blood. Just say it, blood. It ain't. Oh, come on, man. This don't. I mean, everybody want to be extra caution. That's what the wrong with the word. It's called freedom of speech. Jesus.
Well, revolution is not pretty. It will involve some blood shed. Let's just be for real. Red stands for anger, war,
Facts.
Rage, right?
Facts.
If y'all catch the symbolism, it's
Facts.
a lot going on with Aries, the transits in Aries during this month of February and March. And we're not going to skip over that 40 acres and a mule part.
Everybody talking about the 40 acres and a mule part.
All things aside, we love to talk about, you know, getting our student loans forgiven and all this extra stuff, but everybody forgets about that 40 acres and a mule, about our reparations. Okay.
I saw this image in Ultimate Viral.
See, the 40 acres and a mule, this is what my grandparents told me a long time ago, and now I'm getting it. See, I was too little to understand. And some of you may be too young to understand too, but the 40 acres and a mule, if we would have gotten that as promised when our ancestors, that would have been the start of us as black people building up our own culture to develop. We had nothing, and that's why we so far behind. See, they had everything so they can build up families and families of wealth. We had nothing. If we had the 40 acres and the mule, then we could at least start building up more fruits and vegetables and farming stuff to start getting more cows, to start getting more land, to start getting more to participate in this race. If we would have had what we were supposed to have way back then, that's the part people are missing. Uncle Mike gonna preach it to you, baby. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. How in the world can you miss that part? How can you miss? Well, okay, we ain't get our 40 acres in a mule. Get over it. No. If that was it, if we would have just gotten our 40 acres in a mule, and you don't see the growth in that part, the years of missing growth is where you messing up at. You got to get educated, man.
Profile, and I think this is the most poignant image, most striking image from the Super Bowl halftime with Kendrick Lamar. This is an image that I don't think I will ever forget, and I hope that people do not let slip or like
especially
go
the red, white, and
past
blue.
them.
That's crazy.
Because I saw this, the white reminded me of like the chalk outline of, you know, a dead body at a murder or a crime scene, and this is so important to memorialize in our collective minds. I don't know that I've seen any more important message symbolized, like symbolism in any any halftime show at a Super Bowl. This will go down as, I think, one of the best, not like, oh my God, vocal singing, blah, 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 kind of like a Super Bowl, but like one of the most important Super Bowls of our lifetime. And feel free to leave a comment. Tell me what was the number one image that you remember that you think stood out to you from the Super Bowl, besides him saying the revolution will be televised. Yeah, he went in.
So the more that I rewatch this performance, the more that I realize this is a clear call for a revolution. Not only does he come up and say that this revolution will be televised, you picked the right time but the wrong guy. You have Samuel L. Jackson playing Uncle Sam, who is the embodiment of America. When he asks, do you know how to play the game? That is America physically asking Kendrick if he knows how to. There are many layers to that statement because he is a black man in America, but it is also a statement to every American in this country who is participating in this flawed ass system that is keeping all of us under. The stage is a video game. We are the game pieces. And while we fight amongst each other, only the elite win. The revolution will not be televised. And a revolution is a lot more than just saying that a revolution is happening. It's people realizing that the game is over, that it's time to turn the TV off, and that it's time to get to work. But a revolution takes everybody getting on board. It takes everyone realizing that this is happening. And so, and
it will not be televised. So in other words, if you're looking for a change, if you're looking for something to happen, it ain't gonna happen on that goddamn TV. It ain't gonna happen. The TV done turned into your cell phones. It ain't gonna happen on the cell phone. It's getting closer to happening on the cell phone through YouTube and people's telling you the facts. The revolution will not be televised. It will not be on the screen, is what they saying.
And that it's time to get to work. But a revolution takes everybody getting on board. It takes everyone realizing that this is happening. And so, in a way, this performance was him pretty much signaling what we all know. He just used his platform to call the elephant.
That joint ended. The revolution will not be televised. Kendrick Lamar has so many hidden messages, man. And I watched the video. I did a reaction of the video that he did an interview right before the Super Bowl halftime show. So all y'all people who are saying that they don't understand, I think it was a whack show. I read the comments, man. My comment section, man, is saying that, hey, y'all let me know what y'all think. Any other messages that y'all might, Uncle Mike, may want Uncle Mike to go over and see, because that big PlayStation game, I totally missed that. And then the playing field, it looked like a prison yard and all that, man. That dude, Kendrick knew that people was gonna be breaking this thing down like that. So I wonder how many other messages that he probably put in there. I would love for him to break all the messages down and let him tell it through his words, all the stuff he put in there. That would be deep. Hey, y'all let me know if y'all are Ender. Kendrick is a beast. If you are Ender, you write, I'm an Ender, Kendrick is a beast, or let me know what you think about this Kendrick move on this Super Bowl. On the Super Bowl, dude, you got a diss record. This is not a real record. It's a diss record going back and forth with two people rapping. It had made headlines so big it made it to the Super Bowl. That's big. Now you at the Super Bowl doing your diss track. Shout out to the hip hop fans, y'all. Y'all are coming up. We are all coming up. Hip hop is past mainstream now. That's it, y'all. Now what we gonna do about it? I'm gonna get on up out of here, man. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Y'all tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.